Hello everyone, welcome to Mission for Excellence. Now we will do radial and transverse velocities. Now first understand what is radial velocity and what is transverse velocity. Radial velocity means component of velocity along the direction of radial vector, that is radius vector. And transverse velocity is the component of velocity perpendicular to radius vector. So now let us suppose a particle is moving along the curve. This curve, and making at time t its position is suppose p. As we all know, the velocity is always tangent to the point. So let us take velocity in this direction v, and this is the position of the particle at any time, and let us take it makes an angle theta with x-axis. After some time it reaches the point Q, here, and let us the change in this is delta theta. Let us take this position vector as r initially, and after some time its position vector will become r plus delta r. Now let us take the v makes an angle alpha with this position vector. So suppose this angle is alpha. So now the component of velocity in the direction of this is v cos alpha. V cos alpha. And component of velocity in the direction perpendicular to this, in this direction. This is the direction of v cos alpha, and this is the direction of v sin alpha. So in this direction this is v sin alpha. In the normal direction. So now let us define the velocity. So first we will define radial velocity. So radial velocity is the result part, of the velocity at point P along the radius vector, OP. OP is the radius vector. Here we take O. So this OP is the radius vector, that is R. So in this direction, the component this v cos alpha we are defining. So it is known as the radial velocity along the vector OP in the sense of R increasing. In the sense of R increasing is called radial velocity. Now what does it mean? V, कोई भी वेक्टर v जो है उसके हम दो कंपोनेंट्स लेते हैं. एक लेते हैं अलोंग द रेडियस वेक्टर एंड अनदर अलोंग द परपेंडिकुलर डायरेक्शन. तो जो रेडियस वेक्टर की डायरेक्शन में होगा, क्योंकि वेक्टर में डायरेक्शन बहुत मैटर करती है, अगर हम इसकी अपोजिट डायरेक्शन ले लेंगे तो वो कंपोनेंट उल्टा चला जाएगा और वो माइनस साइन आ जाएगा. तो हम क्या करेंगे, जिस तरफ r इंक्रीजिंग हो रहा है उसी की डायरेक्शन में हम इसका कंपोनेंट लेंगे, तो वो रेडियल वेलोसिटी होगा इन द सेंस ऑफ r increasing, we have written here in the sense of r increasing, तो हम सिर्फ उसी डायरेक्शन में लेंगे forward in which the r is increasing. In the opposite direction r is decreasing, so we take in the direction of r increasing, that is known as radial velocity. So now let us define radial acceleration, sorry, transverse velocity. Transverse velocity. Now this transverse velocity is perpendicular to the radial velocity. So let us define here the result part of the velocity. The result part of the velocity at P along a line perpendicular to OP, that is perpendicular to the position vector, and here we have defined in the sense of r increasing. Now it is the transverse, so we take the angle, so in the sense of theta increasing, in the sense of theta increasing is called transverse velocity. So these are two another types of velocities, one along the direction of the radius vector and another in the perpendicular direction of the radius vector. Now let us derive these two velocities, radial and transverse velocities. Suppose a particle is moving along a curve and its position from O, this is x-axis, and after some time it reaches the point Q. So this is the point P we are taking, and this is the point Q. This angle we are taking as theta, and after some time change in angle is delta theta. Let initially its position vector is r, and after some time its position vector is r plus delta r. So now let us extend this, and we take a perpendicular from here, take this point as M. Let the initially the coordinates of P are r and theta, and after some time coordinates of Q are r plus delta r and theta plus delta theta. So now we are writing here all the terms. So let us write here, let OP is r, OQ is r plus delta r after some time, and angle of this, that is XOP. Angle XOP is taken as theta, and angle XOQ is theta plus delta theta, so that we can get angle POQ as delta theta, that is the change in angle. So now this is the right angle triangle we are seeing, QOM, or you can see QMO. This is the right angle triangle. So in this triangle, in right angle triangle OMQ, we have QM. We apply the trigonometric ratios. So QM is r plus delta r sine delta theta, and OM as QM is R plus delta R sine theta, and we get OM as R plus delta R cos delta theta. So now we take the radial velocity. So radial velocity equal to limit delta t tends to 0 displacement, because we know the velocity is rate of change of displacement. So let us take displacement along OP in time delta t upon, this is the change in displacement, upon change in time, that is delta t. So it is denoted as limit delta t tends to 0 Pm by delta t. So now Pm is OM minus OP. So let us take this limit delta t tends to 0 OM minus OP divided by delta t. So now OM we have R plus delta R cos theta. So it is R plus delta R cos theta minus R by delta t, and we take here limit delta t tends to 0. So now we expand this cos theta, so it will be limit delta t tends to 0 R plus delta R, expansion of cos theta is 1 minus delta theta square by 2 factorial plus delta theta raised to power 4 by 4 factorial, and so on. And here we have minus R. So we take here minus R upon delta t. So now here we get the terms delta theta square, delta theta raised to power 4. As we know, the increment in theta is very small, so we neglect these higher powers. So we get here only 1. So now we get here limit delta t tends to 0 R plus delta R into 1, and here we have minus R divided by delta t. So now this R is cancelled, we are left with delta R by delta t. Limit delta t tends to 0 delta R by delta t, and it will become dr by dt. Let us denote it by u. So this is the radial component of the velocity, or we can say it is r dot. So this is the radial component. So now let us derive the transverse component. So for the transverse velocity is equal to the limit delta t tends to 0 displacement perpendicular to OP upon delta t. So perpendicular to OP, the displacement is QM. So let us take limit delta t tends to 0 QM by delta t, and we have the value of QM as R plus delta R sine delta theta. So we will write it as limit delta t tends to 0 R plus delta R sine theta by delta t. So now this will become limit delta t tends to 0, r plus delta r by delta t sine theta, sorry, sine delta theta we take here. So sine delta theta by delta theta into delta theta. We will multiply and divide by delta theta. So now when you put the limit, as delta theta is very small, so this sine delta theta by delta theta will become 1. So now we are left with limit delta t tends to 0 so this will become r plus delta r sine delta theta by delta theta into delta theta by delta t. Now when you take this delta t tends to 0, we have delta r will also tend to 0. So this term will become 0. We are left with, this will become 1. So this term is 0 and this term is 1. So we are left here with r and delta theta by dt. So this will become r, delta theta by dt become d theta by dt. Let us denote it by v. So this is r theta dot. So this is the transverse component of the velocity. Now this is the radial component and this is the transverse component of the velocity. So to find the resultant velocity, we write here resultant velocity equal to this velocity u square plus v square under root. We take the square of both components, then u square is dr by dt whole square plus r d theta by dt whole square and take under root. So this is the resultant velocity. Let us take it capital V. So this is the net velocity and this is the radial component and this is the transverse component of the velocity. Hope you like the video. So click on the bell icon and subscribe the channel now.